Whenever we don't usually travel that much by car anymore, but whenever we would travel by car, there was this in one ghat 2-3 times randomly we would see one person walking around 3:30 2:30 a.m. We are going like uphill and we see that person going like this. हम लोग पीछे मुड़ के देखते हैं, कोई नहीं होता.
This ghost was attracted to the materialistic things that he had because of course he couldn't have it. It's been almost 20 months, nearly 2 years, that the female spirit has not left because she is very, very attached to him because the husband treated her very badly, right? And because of that, to get rid of that, she committed suicide, and now she found this boy who was like, I think in maybe 14-15 years old.
Oh shit! Fuck.
Yeah, he was very young. Her entity was so powerful that she was consuming him. He came down to 20 kgs.
What are you saying?
But he didn't die.
Below malnourished.
You could see his bones. He had only bones on himself.
My teacher, her and her dad, they were taking her grandmom's asti with them, and her grandmom had once like told these two people that whenever I die, don't put my asti into water, leave it in the open, I want to fly. And they didn't listen. They were like कि नहीं, हमको पानी में ही डालना है. और जाते वक्त उनके बस का एक्सीडेंट हुआ और वो अस्थि गिर के उड़ गई.
Hi guys, I am Sia.
Hi, I'm Tritika.
I'm Sanjana.
And I'm Srishti.
And we are Besharam.
I think the setup, if it does not, it should give it away. And the way we're talking and the way we're dressed, all black, I think it is okay. Black and blue. I think it's enough for
you to understand that this is a horror episode.
We're celebrating Halloween.
Yeah. Ghosts. Are they real? Are they fake?
I think there is a spirit or there's a power which is slightly negative and not on the positive side, and you don't want to fuck with it. So yeah, I think
No,
there's like this
power
negative
that's negative
energy
and positive.
Yeah, exactly.
And I strictly believe then if there's a negative,
Yeah.
there's a positive.
Positive
If there's a
also.
positive, there's a negative.
There's a negative.
How-
Exactly.
That's
how
how I-
I see it is there's definitely more than just human beings on
Yes.
this earth in the
Yeah,
universe
yeah,
because
fair.
it's not, I personally believe it's not possible for only humans to exist. I feel there's definitely a supernatural power,
Yes.
Yeah.
be it good or bad, like you all mentioned, be
Exactly.
it positive or
Mhm,
negative. But I
mhm.
definitely feel like there is some energy. That energies are everywhere.
Yes.
And I feel like there's something more than just humans on
And
this earth.
Yeah.
people are not stupid when they say I don't get a good vibe from here or
Yeah.
the energy
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
negative
yeah, yeah.
because there is something to it
Definitely.
which
I
only
believe-
certain people can feel.
I believe there's a bunch of bullshit. And I don't see. My entire thought process behind the supernatural world or spirits and dead people trying to haunt you, what have you. It's based on a lot of stressful situations that people have been through, and a lot of the things that happen to people that people write off as I had a supernatural experience are things that can be explained with logic. So maybe I'm not saying you didn't see the thing. I'm not saying that you didn't see that shadow. I'm not saying you didn't hear the.
Yeah.
But if you did, there is a completely logical explanation behind it. And that's my stance on it. So I don't believe that there is some like.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's entitled to have their
Yeah,
own opinion
obviously.
of the existence or the lack thereof.
Hmm.
And I know the three of us, I believe in the existence of it, and
You don't.
you have a
Yeah.
contradicting opinion of it, which is fair.
But there's this time where I and my family, we have experienced a lot of weird shit. So I would like to put it in this way that I I'm a very spiritual person. I believe a lot in God, powerful energies, and everything. So I am very religious, spiritual as a person, and I practice a lot of, things. I go to the mandirs, I do puja and everything. So I feel like there's this high positive energy that I carry, and if I'm at a place which is like kind of shady or weird, I get the chills, I get senses, or like I'll hear something, I'll see
Yeah.
something that I'm not supposed to, and it just like creeps the fuck out of me. I don't know, it's a feeling that I cannot explain.
Yeah.
And then I'll go home and I would tell someone that this happened, that happened, and then my relatives or my parents or my like people from my family would ask me, where were you? And then I would describe the place, and they would be like, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. So there was this
Yeah.
one time, this one story. This is right after my grandfather's death. Okay. So last year, June 2023, my grandfather passed away. And after that time, so we have this thing in Hindus that you carry the asthi to the place that you want you want that asthi to be flown into, like a river,
Wherever they
whichever
want
Yeah.
whichever river
Be.
the family member wanted to be at.
to.
Okay.
So my dad and my chachu, they made a decision that it should be our gaon ka river. Okay.
Yeah.
And my dad and my mom, they were still kind of like
Skeptical.
yeah, it's a long journey,
Okay.
and you actually should not be carrying the asthi.
Right.
It is very dangerous to carry that asthi,
And plus,
and there
I'm
are a lot
assuming
of
that the route that you take to your village is also very like
bhai.
it's also very eerie. So
Bhai, nahi, you cannot fuck with that road.
I have a question. Like, is it not safe to travel long distances with the
Yeah,
ashes
yeah.
because it can wander off or
Exactly.
Okay.
So
okay.
the thing is that
Oh.
जितना मुझे पता है, मेरे family ने मुझे बताया है, the thing is that the asthi, like the person in the like the
person's
soul in
ashes.
the ashes, it wants to be free as soon as possible.
Oh.
It wants to come out as soon as possible. It doesn't want to stay in one place like
Like
in
a-
that
that
in
bottle.
that patela,
Yeah.
in that tamba patela.
Hmm.
So then it just wants to come out. And there was this time when my chachu wanted to take it to our gaon, my dad was like, there are a lot of things that you have to keep into consideration. You have to talk to a lot of people and like a lot of priests and everything, and learn how you are supposed to take that with you. And then my
right.
chachu was like, okay, I'll do everything. I'm not going alone. I'm carrying 2 people with me. So my chachu and 2 of his friends, the 3 of them, they are on the way. And they didn't go by train, or train ki tickets nahi mile, and can't take that by flight also. So then they were driving.
Okay.
And midway, like into the trip, it's a 12-hour journey. Okay. I'm from Konkan, guys, and the people who know that Konkan is like
yeah, exactly.
fucking
The
scary,
road-
bro. Like
Yeah,
just
dude. Yeah.
scary
The
in
roads
general.
are not made. It's rocky. Like you'll have like
Yeah, and there are
three-
ghats. And
Ghats.
there are
And
no
ghats are
lights.
spooky, dude.
There are no lights.
there will
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like 3 kilometers of just rocks that you
Yeah,
have
and
to go
trees.
through. And
Not
trees.
one shop, not one person.
Nothing.
And there was this time whenever we are we don't usually travel that much by car anymore, but whenever we would travel by car, there was this in one ghat 2-3 times randomly we would see one person walking around 2:30 a.m. Like we are going like uphill, and we see that person going like this
Opposite
हम
side.
लोग opposite side, हम लोग पीछे मुड़ के देखते हैं, कोई नहीं होता.
Yeah.
कोई नहीं होता. So yeah, exactly. And then my chachu and his friends, they are like on the way. And this one time, there's this one ghat. There are 2 crazy ghats, okay? One is the Rakas Ghat, and second is the Kashedi Ghat.
I've
A lot
heard
of people,
Kashedi.
yeah,
I've
Kashedi
been
Ghat
on
is,
it, pretty sure.
yeah, very, very spooky and very steep.
Okay.
Very steep.
Very steep. It's you will need a lot of skill to drive on that
Right.
ghat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so my chachu is driving, and my chachu is very like empathetic and very what do you say, sensitive as a person.
Hmm.
He's very emotional as a
Hmm.
person.
Hmm.
And so while they were before going, they met the priest, and the priest was telling my chachu that if you stop at any given point, with take the asti out with you, and once you're sitting back in the car, say chalo papa abhi nikalne ka time aaya hai.
I'm
Like
not
abhi-
even shivering because
like
it's
abhi
cold.
like abhi gaadi mein baithte hai. You have to acknowledge the fact that your dad is
They're
there
present.
with you.
Yeah.
So
And you
one
have to
minute.
not forget your dad
But
behind.
why?
1 minute.
Because they want to escape and they want to be respected.
Yeah, no, they want to escape. So if you forget your dad, that's exactly what your dad wants. He wants to be left
Oh,
so that he can come out
Ah,
somehow.
okay.
So you have to acknowledge the spirit as if it's still alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the priest said that you have to acknowledge the person you are taking with.
Yeah.
Wherever. If you stop, if you're drinking water, if you're like you stop in the middle.
Basically include them.
Yeah,
Hmm.
if you go to eat, if you go for a smoke, if you go for a pee, you come back in the car and you're like, chalo papa, nikalte hai. Chalo
Oh.
papa, ye karte hai. Chalo, this, that. You have to constantly do that. And if you don't, then maybe I think the spirit will like be left at that exact spot.
Like they would wander off.
Yeah, they would
Okay,
like
okay, okay.
get away from there. So there was this one time, my chachu and his friends, they stopped for dinner. They had dinner. लिया अस्थि वापस तभी भी खाने से उठते वक्त भी बोलना होता है कि चलो पप्पा खा के हो गया अभी निकलते हैं. मैं चाचू डिड दैट, सैट इन द कार, सेट चलो पप्पा अभी बैठ गए अभी निकलते हैं, डिड दैट ऑल्सो. एंड देन दे आर ड्राइविंग. चाचू इज ड्राइविंग, his friend is sitting beside him, one more guy in the back, उसके बाजू में अस्थि रखी है. My chachu sees an accident, and like it is like a family, okay, like a man, his wife and 2 kids kind of thing, and it's a very bad accident. Like he can see the wife के यहाँ पे गले में वगैरह
Oh,
कुछ गया है,
shit.
and it's just bleeding, the childs are crying, like the children are crying and everything. My chachu stopped the car quickly, almost got down, opened the door, and then my chachu's friend was like, no.
Oh.
And then my chachu
Sorry, I
was
didn't
like,
understand what
Wait,
you said.
wait.
let me
Wait.
complete. My chachu almost got out of the car, and my chachu's friend was like, Sameer, no,
okay.
don't
हाँ,
do that.
हाँ.
And then chachu was like कि अरे वो लगा है उनको, मतलब
Yeah,
to
they
go
are
help
hurt.
them.
they are hurt. And then he was like कि हाँ ठीक है अभी नहीं, ये टाइम पे नहीं कर सकते. And then my chachu again sat in the car and he was like, sorry papa, chalo chalte आगे. Thank fucking God he remembered that.
Yeah.
Went, crossed the Kashedi Ghat, passed it, get down, and then the guy who, like my
Your friend, the
chachu's
friend.
friend, he was like, there was no fucking accident. We don't know why you were getting out. We don't know why you thought someone was hurt. There was no one.
The Pandit had said na ki don't stop at any point.
Any point.
So
I literally have
basically,
chills, and it's all because of the cold.
so basically, the person
was
who's
like-
in charge
It was like,
hallucinates.
no, that is not hallucination or something. It is, I think that the person who is, it plays mind games. Like the soul
yeah,
plays
yeah.
mind games with the
Yeah.
person
Who's in charge?
Who's
of
in
li-
charge, yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Um,
I don't know how that works. So like, yeah, his friends were like, we didn't see anyone. We don't know what you saw. Why were you stopping? And he was like just like frozen. And then he came home and he told us. And then we were like, see, that's why we told you that it's not very advisable to, you know, like carry this somewhere. And there is one more short story of my teacher. So her and her dad, they were taking her grandmom's asti with them, and her grandmom had once like told these 2 people that whenever I die, no, don't put my asti into water, leave it in the open, I want to fly.
Okay.
And they didn't listen. They were like कि नहीं, हमको पानी में ही डालना है.
Shit.
और जाते वक्त उनके बस का एक्सीडेंट हुआ और वो अस्थि गिर के उड़ गई
in the ghat or
in
like
the
in
ghat. In the
Basically, she wanted to be free in the air, not in the water, and that's what happened.
ghat. Yeah.
Even though the family was doing the opposite.
Adamant, yeah.
So there could be a possibility that the fact that the Asti was in the vehicle is why the vehicle was in an accident.
Could be.
Could be.
That could be an
Interesting.
explanation. So I personally don't have any stories of my own.
Hmm.
So I asked two of my friends for like two different stories. So one of them being so let's name this kid Krish.
Okay.
Okay. Now Krish goes to his village, which is in Ratnagiri. It's a
Love.
Ratnagiri
It's
story.
always there.
It's,
It's-
a,
yeah,
it's
I
a
think
Konkan
Ratnagiri
place.
is
It's always
a-
a Konkan place.
Yeah,
It
I
has
think
to be
that
scary.
area has a lot of
Yeah.
Yeah.
stories of its
definitely.
Yeah,
own,
yeah,
right?
it does. It does.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Totally.
So let's say Krish is this kid
Person, yeah.
that we're talking about. Okay, so he goes to the village in Ratnagiri every summer vacation with his entire family. Okay, now in the village also he has his own set of friends, like his friends who live there, who have been living there for years now. And he is what, maybe like he's in school. He's in school. Okay, so again this summer he goes to his village and his entire family is spending the time over there and all, and then he has this one best friend. Okay, over there.
How old is Krish?
Krish might be in school like 8th or 9th. I'm
Okay.
not sure. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know the detail about this. But he goes there and he has this one very,
friend.
very like closest friend,
Jigra.
Jigra. And there are other kids also in this group, but then he is very close to this friend. Okay, let's name him Shiv.
Love.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay,
Christian Shiv.
yeah,
I see it.
yeah. So now, yeah. So these kids, they go to swim in the river like almost every day. Okay, this is like their afternoon fun sort of thing. Okay, they go and play in the river, they swim, and now Shiv knows to swim very well. He's a great swimmer because he's born and brought up in the village,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
he is that village
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Okay, so this one day they go swimming, and the entire family is also at the riverside. They're all hanging out, they're having fun, and Shiv is swimming. He goes a little far and he drowns. He drowns and he dies.
Fuck, no.
Yeah, and this happened back in the late 90s. So this happened like
Okay.
98, 99.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
He swam, he drowned, he passed away. Now the people and the family, the rest of the family, Shiv's parents weren't there. Okay, but the rest of the family, people were
Krish's
there.
family was
Krish's
there.
family was there. The other kids and their parents were there. So everyone was at the area.
Yeah.
They tried to save him. They couldn't. He drowned. The word spread in the entire village that this kid, he drowned and he passed away.
Body mila?
No, I'm coming to that.
Okay.
So the next day, this person from the village who lives now on to the village. This side is one village. This is a river.
Yeah,
This side is one
I
village.
know. Yeah, there.
The other side is
हाँ,
another village.
हाँ, हमारे गांव में बहुत होता
Yeah.
है ऐसा.
So people who have to travel for work, they'll come with the
Yeah,
boat.
with the, through the ship.
Through
yeah.
a boat.
सामने-
A boat.
A
हाँ,
boat, and like
हाँ.
they'll
Boat, yeah.
transport or whatever.
Yeah.
So this one person late in the night, he's heard of this, ki this kid has died in this river, which he has to pass through. He comes home late in the night from his work, and he's using the boat to go back to his village, which is on that side. He's going, and he hears like a thud on his boat. So he flashes his torch like behind him, and he sees a floating body, and it's of the kid. He, of course, he gets scared, but
Obviously.
he reaches to the shore. He notifies the people who live there, and they manage to get the body and keep it until next morning. Next morning comes, they do the Antim Sanskar or whatever. And at this point, Krish, of course, because it's his best friend, he's very, very traumatized and he's very, very sad. So they do the Antim Sanskar or whatever. And now they're just waiting to perform the other rituals, like the 12th day and 13th day, I believe.
Baravatera.
Yeah. So for that, they have to spend the remaining days in the village.
Yeah, you have to stay in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
For till 12 or 13 days,
Yes.
you can't leave the house.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now this, the Konkan houses, right? They're those
Yeah.
big ones.
Big
where-
ones which has a back door.
back door and all is there,
Yeah.
but like it's a huge house, so
Huge
the
house.
entire group is living in that house.
Okay.
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 All families.
All the kids, all the like their parents and all are living in that
Okay.
house.
Yeah.
Okay, and the traditional houses how they are, right? In the hall.
A big hall and
A
then
big hall,
rooms,
room.
4
There's a
rooms.
front
Yeah.
yard.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
hall.
yeah.
There's a jhula.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
and there's like a door, and then there are windows besides it
Yeah,
with like bars.
small.
Yeah.
Like bars.
Yes.
Okay, so the kids are
Typical.
sleeping in the
Yeah, very typical
very
Marathi
typical,
Konkan
yes,
house.
very old, like those old houses.
Yeah.
So Krish is sleeping in the night with the remaining of his friends, and he hears someone calling his name outside the house.
Sleeping in the living area.
Sleeping in the hall, yeah,
Hmm.
right outside the window and the door.
Mhm.
Okay, he hears someone call his name.
Okay.
So he was like, "Oh, let me see who it is."
Hmm.
And he sees Shiv. For the first few seconds, he's all excited. He's like, "Oh my god, why is my friend not inside the house and outside?" And then it strikes him, "Oh wait, my friend died.
Oh,
Who is this calling out my name?"
fuck.
At that moment, he yells. He's screaming, and of course, because he's
Rightfully
scared.
so.
And he calls his parents or whatever, and then they're like, "There's no one outside. Who are you looking at?" He's like, "He's right there. Like he was right here. I just saw him. He was calling my name. He was telling me to come play with him. He was telling me to come play with him in the river."
But did this voice acknowledge how does Shiv know who this voice was? Did he recognize it
How
was
does Krish
Krish's
How
voice?
does Krish? Krish is the
Krish
kid
is the guy.
who was
Shiv
alive.
is the one who
Was
passed
alive.
away.
Shiv was,
Shiv is the one who passed away. I'm so sorry.
yeah.
I mixed up the names. But
Yeah.
how does Krish know that is Shiv calling?
He
Does
could
he
see it.
recognize the? Oh, okay.
He could see a person.
From the bars.
Yes,
Got it.
standing outside the house.
Got it.
And then his parents were also scared for him because, like, bro, there's no one, and who is he seeing? Who can he hear? And this happened for a few days. Okay, the next day also, and he used to see him. So he carried on with his life. The next morning, he carried on with his life. He was going.
He didn't tell his parents.
No, he told his parents, but his parents were like, okay, now we have
Yeah.
to be a little careful with
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
But he used to see Shiv in a normal setting also. Suppose he used to go to the market, he used to see like Shiv just being in the crowd. He used to go somewhere, he used to just see his
fuck.
friend being there, like, just existing.
Oh shit.
So to him, he could see, but no one else could see. If he would point out, no one else could see. They were like, there's no one there. Your friend is not there.
Yeah.
And whenever Shiv used to call him, he used to always say, come to the river with me, indicating I have died.
And
you
you
come
should die with
come
me.
with
With me too. Like, you have to die too. You have to drown in the river too with me because you're my best friend.
Oh shit.
Fuck no.
So after the 12th and the 13th day rituals they performed, that's when his
stopped seeing.
that's when his soul got the peace that he wanted,
Cleansed.
and that's when it stopped. But Krish now is like a big adult, but he still gets scared, and like, he still fears if he'll see his friend again. And yeah.
So do you know when the last time that he saw Krish
It was in that village.
It never happened
Yeah.
outside.
No, it didn't happen again. But that fear, I think, just always stays with
Obviously.
Krish.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're the only person seeing a dead friend,
Yeah, you're not cynical.
It'll scar you
at
for
all.
life.
Yeah.
I also see the emotional connect because you're best friends with him.
Mhm.
But then I also feel like spirits. Now, see, I'm not saying this was a bad spirit or a good spirit. He just wanted to meet his best friend.
Best friend.
I mean, he's a kid who
Yeah.
passed
The-
away.
Kid who passed away probably didn't want Krish to die with him, but he
He wanted
wanted
to
to
play.
maybe play in the
Play.
river
Yeah.
or meet him one last time.
One last time.
Yes.
before,
Wanted
you know,
to
The
have that.
rituals, yeah.
before the
Wanted to just
ritual.
play and just spend time with him one last time.
Yeah, and
Before passing to the next realm. Maybe.
if say for argument's sake that was a spirit, maybe it was not like, because it was a child's spirit, maybe it never meant to scare
Yeah.
Yeah,
Krish.
maybe.
Could be,
Because
but
this-
there's
this
also-
could be a normal occurrence
But
that
like-
Krish's friend
Shiv.
Just name him anything.
sorry Shiv usually could be like bahar aakar uske ghar ke, Krish, come on, let's go.
Yeah, but for like, just put yourself in Krish's shoes and
No, so
imagine
th-
seeing
so-
a dead friend.
Shiv is doing it with the best of intentions.
Exactly. Yeah, true.
For
true,
the
true.
sake of
True.
argument.
He
But, like,
doesn't know.
you
He
never
doesn't know the
know.
repercussions.
You never know, because even at times when this happens, maybe like possibly, I'm not sure, Shiv's soul would have already crossed the realm, but there might be other bad spirits around
Fair.
who would
Would-
want to hurt Krish,
Yeah.
and they would embody
See, there
Shiv
could
and be like,
there could be many.
there are many
Many
possibilities.
possibilities
Exactly.
to
So
this.
Because there's very little we know, or at least rather I know about that world.
Exactly.
So for me to speak about it, I'm an amateur at it.
Hmm.
This
Obviously.
is a story I've heard through a friend, which happened with their cousin or their friend or something.
Whoever.
So do I. So I also like a lot of the times why people believe in the spirit world and beings that are supernatural is through religion.
Fair.
I believe that my understanding of my religion has made me more skew away from the fact that ऐसा ghosts होता है. What we believe in is that there are different types of entities that coexist on
Yes,
Earth,
true.
and some of them are human, some of them are non-human.
Yeah.
Like they are a different breed of people that
But
are
like they're good and
they
bad both,
don't-
right?
yeah,
or just
sure.
good?
Like
Yeah.
in humans also, there are good and bad, and then
Yeah.
Good and bad
Yeah.
humans also. Like if you try to like performing an exorcism is fucking with a ghost.
Yeah.
You don't fuck with a ghost, and then the ghost people are also like, fuck them, we're gonna fuck with them back.
Fair.
It's like, why are
So-
you trying to enter my world? I'll
Yeah.
only do that if you do that.
So why is
Fair.
there an overlap then? So I dug a little on Reddit last
Love Reddit.
night, and there's a lot of people with a lot of theories, obviously. One of them that actually made sense to me was that of the theory of quantum physics. And do you guys know how it goes?
No.
No.
Okay. So a simple way to explain it is this classic experiment by this doctor. His name is Schrodinger. You've heard of the Schrodinger's cat?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I am aware.
So what the experiment was that this man kept a cat in a box
Okay.
with a bowl of poison.
Yeah.
Okay. Closed the box up and didn't open it for days.
Oh no.
He claimed that there's two things that may have happened. Either the cat is alive or the cat, is dead.
Yes.
Whether or not the cat is alive or dead, we won't know until we open the
Yeah.
box. So, until we open the box, the cat is both alive and,
And
dead.
dead.
Yeah.
So, since the cat is both alive and dead, there is certain universes, maybe a universe A or universe B, where the cat is alive, and in the next one,
Other universe, a cat is dead.
dead. Exactly. So, in that sense, if we take this theory to be a simple basis, although it is a little rough around the edges.
Yeah.
We know this about white men. They say shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Make up a whole branch of science, and
Yeah.
people
And then just fuck off.
yeah,
And just die.
exactly.
They're alive in another world.
Anyway, so if we take that to be like a basis for something, there is many realities,
Yes.
and those realities are meant to be separate.
Hmm.
What happens sometimes is that they overlap.
Yes.
That's why I wouldn't question somebody that said that they heard a thud or that said that they heard, like they saw a
Sure.
shadow. Sure, I bet you saw it, but maybe I was not meant to see it. So maybe Krish was in a place where he really missed his friend or wanted to see
Or
his
he
friend.
could have the guilt also.
That
why am I
why
alive?
am I
Yes.
alive and
Yeah.
my friend is dead?
Exactly.
As a child, you don't know how the shit affects
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. True.
So
True.
You don't
there's
have the
a
sense
lot
of
of
it.
things that are possible, and also I just want to also point out that my understanding of the quantum physics and its theories are very, 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 very like
Vague.
low level.
Yeah.
Please
Huge.
don't. I'm not a
Her
scientist.
source is Reddit. So
My
Yeah,
source
yeah,
is
yeah.
Reddit.
Judge accordingly.
But you know what? In like the Hindu religion, we believe that there are three things. Like there are three guns. There is Dev gun, Manushya gun, and Rakshas gun. So Dev gun is the people who cannot see ghosts and cannot hear them, or and are protected. Like they can't be possessed also by
right.
the negative entities. Rakshas gun, on the other hand, they can see them, they can feel them, but cannot be possessed. Manushya gun can be possessed and can see and can hear. And I'm a fucking Manushya gun.
Love. I mean, you are human.
Okay.
Yeah, and
How-
I've
You can
had
be anything,
experiences
right?
also.
Like you can be either one of the three.
It depends on your timings, birth timings, and everything.
Yeah, that's
It-
very like
That's very
on-
astrological.
Astrological,
that's-
yeah.
Which I don't believe in. I'm not a big astrology.
I don't know.
person.
I believe in astrology.
yeah,
I
yeah,
believe in
dude, she believes in like
numerology.
adding dates and seeing if they match with the person.
Yeah,
I don't
I
believe
do
in
it.
that shit.
Yeah, she'll write
I'm
her
too bad at
name.
maths.
She'll write her name and his name and like cross
Yeah, yeah.
alphabets and
Do
stuff.
flames and shit,
S
dude.
one, R one, U one. She's like, oh fuck, everything is one. Oh fuck, I'm dating myself.
Well,
मैं अपनी
I
favorite
don't,
हूँ.
I don't have a human horror story. This is not even like potentially horror. It's just like really spooky. And if this happened with me, I think I would lose my sleep and appetite for days.
Yeah.
So, my dentist, who happens to be my cousin Mama also, he's like a big dog person, okay? And he had this dog named Bruno. And I
Oh.
think he was 5 or 6 years old when this happened. So, he had intestines in his. Sorry, he had stones.
He had some intestines in his stones.
Yeah.
Just a few.
Not again. Just a bitch. Not again. Not.
मैं बोल रही हूँ वो
वो कुर्सी में कुछ है. So he had
sitting there. No, that's it.
he had stones in his kidney or intestines. I'm not sure where. And he got operated, but then the doctor missed one by mistake.
Oh,
so
fuck.
the infection spread
Grew.
throughout his entire body eventually.
Oh, shit.
And so he had like 3 medicines he had to take throughout the day. Subah, Sham, Raat. And my mommy, like my his wife, she for some reason she forgot to give him one medicine in the night.
Oh.
Okay, because of which his health deteriorated
Oh,
very badly,
no.
because of which he
Fuck.
passed away. They were expecting him to pass away pretty soon because of his
Yeah.
health and everything, but not this early.
Oh fuck.
And my mama has 2 sons, younger one and the elder one. The elder one is very, 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 very attached to Bruno. Okay, like he
Was.
was very attached to Bruno. Okay, like, and the day he passed away, he like was completely out of his senses. He like stopped stopped eating, and he was just crying and everything. And so they did his last rites and everything. That's done. Cut to a few days later in the night, his elder son just randomly starts acting weird. Cut to where he's speaking like he's Bruno himself. And he just goes like, he's like blaming my mommy, saying you
Oh
missed
my
my one medicine and I'm really mad at you. If you didn't miss my medicine, I would be still alive. I would be with y'all. And that's it. And he's out.
Fuck.
And then a few moments later, again, he speaks like Bruno. Like the elder son again.
Speaks like Bruno, matlab.
No,
He's
he's
like speaking as if like
Bruno
a human
is
only,
him.
but as if he is Bruno.
In
Huh.
English or Hindi.
Whatever.
In whichever language, but he's
Whichever
not
language.
speaking like a dog.
Yeah, no, not bhav bhav. Not like bhav bhav. And
Way to kill the vibe.
and then he's like, listen, I'm sorry for whatever I said. I didn't mean it. And don't miss me. I'm coming
क्या
back very
प्यारा
soon.
कुत्ता है यार.
Okay, I'm coming back very soon. And then that's the last time they hear from Bruno. Like,
Yeah,
you get the idea.
Yeah.
Bruno's soul.
Yeah, Bruno. Cut to a few days later. So my Mamu has this friend through which he got Bruno also initially. And he didn't buy Bruno. Bruno
Adopt.
just happened to come into the family. They weren't looking for a dog like Bruno. They were looking for another breed.
Okay. So they
Bruno
wanted
just-
to get another dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it were they fostering him for a
No,
while?
no. Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing. So this friend from who they got Bruno in the first place also, he's like, I have a dog. His owner is traveling to Bombay in a few days. In that while, can you keep the dog? And it
That
was like a
is
small
fostering.
puppy.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay,
Hmm.
fair. And it was like a small puppy, I think 3 to 4 weeks old or something. Like
Yeah.
really small. Yeah.
Oh.
And my mom was like, yeah, sure, fine, I'll do it. I already have all the food,
food,
yeah.
everything. I have everything. I don't mind
Yeah.
taking care of him. Vaccinating and everything, I'll do it. I don't mind. Cut to a few days later, the owner never shows up. Apparently,
He was a no-show.
yeah, he was a no-show, and that's how they got the other dog, and they named him Sky.
Oh.
And that's how
One
Bruno
minute.
came in the family in the first place also. They were not Like they were
Planning.
actively looking for a dog, but
Okay.
not Bruno exactly.
Yeah.
They were just fostering Bruno for some reason, and
Again,
he
the
just-
owner never showed
Yeah.
up.
Oh, this happened for the second time.
yeah,
Mm.
that's how
Oh,
Bruno also came. That's how
shit.
Sky also came.
Oh my god. So 1
That's
minute.
freaky.
Yeah.
Was the second owner like did
Second owner, nahi, he had a business of like he would, like
no,
foster
no.
dogs
He
or like
said
whatever.
the owners coming in.
Yeah, yeah.
Was he like a legit person?
I'm guessing so, because
Mm.
if he wasn't, why would he say that? Why would he say that he's coming?
No, because
He-
it's
if-
so weird for him to just randomly disappear out of thin air and like not
But
come.
then
maybe
what
he
the
cancelled the deal.
dude-
Maybe he didn't fly
Yeah.
back for whatever reason. I
Or
don't know
maybe
the
he
reason.
didn't want the dog.
Maybe he didn't want the dog anymore. Exactly. Maybe he
Yeah.
wasn't flying
Yeah,
back or whatever.
Mm.
And then they just
Maybe
have Sky now.
the dude who sold the dog, who was supposed to sell the dog to the guy who asked your uncle for
Yeah,
help. Does he have like an established business? Or?
Yeah.
So
he's
he
pretty.
doesn't just
He's
fuck
pretty
around with-
legal. No. He's pretty legal. And my mamu
Yeah, because-
himself, he's into like not
But he's into
astrology and everything, but like
Mm.
if you go to him for help, he'll like suggest you some crystals or a little that sort of
Yeah.
remedy to like
Mm.
maybe help you feel
Yeah.
better or whatever.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure he wouldn't fuck with someone who's not legit.
Yeah.
Makes
So
sense.
a lot of these like freaky ass, stupid ass, like crazy ass shit keeps happening in my family.
Yeah.
And I'm always telling them, like I'm always sending them voice notes like, guys, the freakiest shit happened today.
Mm.
And I'm always recording random ass shit because it
Why
just
not?
keeps happening.
Yeah.
It just keeps happening to us.
Mm.
So we visit our village a lot more than normal people do because I really like my village. Okay, I really like it. It's very beautiful, but it is thoda sa to spooky.
It's not Toro, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Very spooky, yeah.
It's very spooky.
Yeah, so this is a story from the time when I was 12 or 13 years old. Yeah, I was 12 or 13 years old. That was the first time I ever encountered or first time I ever saw something that I'm not supposed to see or heard something that I'm not supposed to hear. And this story is a great conversation starter also. So like this one time, how we've discussed in the summer vacation episode that I, along with my cousins, we would go to like pick fruits,
Mangoes.
steal mangoes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we would go to these random ass plots of people and just like steal fruits and come out. So we had this jeep of my dadaji that my elder cousin brother had just learned to drive, and we used to all take it for a spin. So this one time, it was the four of us, Raj Bhaiya, me, Viva, one of my cousins,
Yeah.
and my Attu, who is my bua. So the four of us, we went to like steal mangoes and carry and shit. And Attu and I, we were very close. I was very young. And Attu was somewhere, I think she was 23 or 22 years old.
Yeah.
Viva was somewhere 24 years old.
Mm.
And Raj Bhaiya was somewhere 25, 24 years old. And I'm 12 years old.
Wow.
So, and I used to get along very well with these guys.
Yeah.
And we had gone to the river for a swim. And nice, we had a lot of fun and everything. And then my Dadaji told us that it's no moon and it was Amavasya.
That's why they had to come early, na? No light.
No light.
हाँ.
And then my Dadu
भाई
was like,
अमावस की रात सुन के ये हो गया.
yeah, exactly. And then my Dadu was like, don't fuck around today. Come home on time. We have good food in the house and everything. Don't go anywhere to eat Chinese, bhajia, pav and all. So then we were like, okay. But हम लोग swim से आए थे and we were like very tired and very hungry. You know, you go for a swim. बहुत भूख लगती है भाई. And हम लोग मतलब एक जंगल, हम लोग के यहाँ पे रिवर के लिए जाने के लिए 2 रास्ते हैं. एक जंगल से होकर जाता है, मतलब पीछे के साइड से, और एक गांव का रास्ता है. तो गांव का रास्ता इज वेरी स्टीप बिकॉज देयर आर हाउसेस लाइक बोथ द साइड्स एंड इट इज लाइक दिस स्मॉल. और जीप वहां पे घुसती है तो निकलती नहीं है.
That's a Konkan thing. They make houses very close.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then
Even
this
yours
one,
is in
Yeah.
गाँव का घर ना
Ratnagiri.
हाँ
It's very
रत्नागिरी
close to the next
yeah
house.
yeah
Yeah, so then
There's like place for one person. to go.
yeah,
Oh.
it's this patla
Very
shit
patla. This
yeah.
table is wider.
Yeah,
yo
Oh
maybe
my
like
God.
till here.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
There's like enough space for like pipes.
it's like
maybe.
you are living in the other person's
And
house
bro,
also
everyone is very thin. I don't know why.
it's just
Everyone is
yeah,
very
fair.
thin at our gaon
Yeah.
because they're like walking constantly.
And
And
there's no
their
junk.
diet's good.
yeah there's no
Yeah.
junk
Yeah.
it's
They're
like
eating a
fresh
lot of
produce
Yeah.
protein, omega. They're
Yeah.
eating a lot of
Delta.
seafood.
So
Continue.
Patchwork.
so then at this time we are like all just very hungry, and then we were coming through the jungle route because it's a much bigger road, and at that time we see, I don't know what you all call it in English, but karvanda bolte hai.
Karvanda.
Yeah.
Karvand ke ped. So we saw them, and
It's like a little berry fruit. That
yeah,
you will
I've
only
heard. Yeah.
only see
You
in
dry it
Konkan.
up and eat it.
Mhm.
oh okay
Yeah, and
a
then Viva was driving, and then I was like कि करवन ले क्या, सबको घर पे भी बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं. And then he was like कि ठीक है मैं गाड़ी में रुकता हूँ, like our usual drill.
Yeah.
I'll sit in the car, you guys go, come hop into the car, and we'll like
drive off
drive off.
So this is
jaldi
someone
se.
else's tree that y'all are like
Yeah,
stealing
stealing
from.
from.
Okay.
Always.
Huh.
And then the three of us, we get out, and these guys, and it is what
You're plucking karvandas at night?
exactly.
Assholes.
This is 7:30, okay, which is like very late in the village.
In village
Yeah,
timing, it's very late.
Very
that's
late.
like 11 12
Yeah. And so I don't know what happened. थोड़ा आगे तक गए हम लोग, and Atu was like कि माऊ, I don't think so we should go आगे. Then I was like वहाँ पे बहुत सारे, please जाते हैं. And then Atu was like कि अच्छा ठीक है, I'll wait over here. I don't feel like going there, and I don't think so you should go either. We could tell Raj भैया to go over there. And then I was like ठीक है मैं देख के आती हूँ राज भैया किधर है. And then she was like कि ज़्यादा दूर मत जा please. And then I was like हाँ कुछ नहीं होता. And I'm going and I'm trying to like find Raj भैया, but I can't find him. और मैं उतना दूर जा भी नहीं रही है. Like I can see Atu standing very close. I can see her. And then somehow like मैं थोड़ा सा आगे गई, and it's like almost very dark, and I see Viva at a corner, and I'm like कि अच्छा तू उतर गया गाड़ी से, तो तू वो वाले ट्री पे जा और वहाँ पे बहुत करवंदा है, वो लेके आ, we'll be sorted. And he's like हाँ ठीक है चल मेरे साथ. And then I was like कि अरे उधर ही है जाना यार. And then he's like तू चल ना, तुझे क्या प्रॉब्लम है. And I don't know why I just looked at Atu, and she's like माऊ चल लेट हो रहा है यार, लेट हो रहा है. And then I just looked at her, and then I again looked at Viva, and I'm like वो बुला रही है, वो चिल्ला रही है शायद से कि बहुत लेट हो रहा है. He's like तू मत सुन उसका, तू चल. And he started yelling at me. He's like तू चल. And I was like कि I don't know why. I was like कि एक काम करते हैं, मैं आतू को भी लेके आती हूँ. And then he was like कि नहीं तू चल ना, तू क्यों मना कर रही है.
Like it was unlike him.
yeah
Exactly. I don't know why. I was like I don't feel this. I don't feel good about this.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then I was like कि मैं आतू को लेके आती हूँ. And then I ran back to Atu, and then I was like कि Viva वहाँ पे बुला रहा है. And then she was like कि छोड़ वो पागल है. And Viva and Atu are real siblings.
okay
So then she was like कि छोड़ वो पागल है, उसका मत सुन. And then we go back and we sit in the car. Raj bhaiya comes. We all are leaving, and I see Viva has not left the seat. He's on the driver's seat only.
Yeah.
I go near the car and I'm like, तू उधर था ना? He's like, मैंने गाड़ी छोड़ी ही नहीं है. And then Atu was like कि चलो, we have to fucking get out of here.
Ew.
We all four of us got in the car, and then bro,
Wait, so he never left the car?
he never
He
left
never
the
left the
car.
car.
That was not Viva.
That was not Viva.
And you
Hence when
fully
I'm
saw
like,
that.
I fully saw it. I was like this close. It was his voice. It was
But you said it didn't feel like him.
yeah. It looked like him. It was his voice.
it didn't feel like him though
It didn't feel like him. And then
Okay.
when we reached home, I was like, I was very scared, bro. I did not
Obviously.
feel like eating. I did not feel like doing anything. And then Viva was. I'm still shivering. Fuck.
I can see the goosebumps on your temple.
Yeah, because it's
How do you get that?
that was a scary experience. Dude,
I'm
my
sure, yeah.
entire body is like shivering because I was traumatized. Then I told, I was actually not feeling like telling my parents. Then Viva told my dad, and my dad told my Dadaji. And then my Dadaji took me to the mandir, हम लोग के घर के बाजू में. And then a lot of, I think, बहुत पूजा किया, बहुत क्रिया वगैरह किया. और एक तो हम लोग का घर भी इतना fucked up जगह पे है ना. तो हम लोग का कैसा सीन होता है कोंकण में, माउंटेन टॉप्स पे कुछ घर रहते हैं और कुछ घर गांव में रहते हैं.
Yeah.
हम लोग का एक ही घर है माउंटेन टॉप पे, उसके अलावा किसी का घर नहीं है. और हम लोग के घर से ऐसे 3-4 शमशान दिखते हैं, मतलब द प्लेसेस वेयर यू
Why would
बर्न.
you buy that land?
एंड उसके बाजू में देवी का मंदिर है, बट ऐसा फक्ड अप प्लेस है ना. एंड देन देयर इज दिस वन मोर थिंग दैट माय दादाजी यूज्ड टू कीप सेइंग, दैट हम लोग का जो लैंड है ना, जो मतलब मेरे पर दादाजी जो थे, ही वाज अ वेरी रिस्पेक्टेड मैन. So like he has done a lot for the Gao and everything. So when he was dying, no, he asked, like we have this thing in our village called Rakhandar. I think it's a thing for every Konkani or every Maharashtrian village. You have this one powerful entity that guards your village at night, and he keeps roaming in the village. He
Like a
has his
chowkidar.
rasta. Yeah, no, not a chowkidar. He's a Rakhandar.
What's
He's a-
Rakhandar?
Rakhandar
He's
means a protector.
protector.
Chaukidar, it's like
He's
some
just
watchman
trying to
thing.
scare off chore. Like
Yeah.
what are
Like a
chores
guard,
called?
robbers.
Thieves.
Yeah, like a
Thieves,
guard.
sorry.
Thieves.
But this is trying to like
Protect.
protect
And
from
ये-
anything.
हाँ, and ये
Oh.
मतलब ऐसा भगवान का ये होता है.
Hmm.
And you can't keep like anything. You can't have any gates in his rastas, or you can't keep anything in his rasta. Then
So he has a
you-
regular route.
Yeah, he has a regular route
Fixed
through
route.
which he passes every night.
Yeah.
So when my Pardada was dying, he asked the Rakhandar कि like मेरे घर के सरहद से मेरे मतलब दूसरे एंड तक, मेरे घर के दूसरे एंड तक मेरी फैमिली प्रोटेक्टेड रखना. मेरे घर पे जो भी आएंगे वो सरहद से ये सरहद तक उनको प्रोटेक्टेड रखना, और मेरी फैमिली मेम्बर्स को ये पूरे गांव में प्रोटेक्टेड रखना. And once we told my Dadaji where we were exactly, he was like that, you know, that was not a part of our village, that is a part of another village.
Hmm.
And then we were like, oh wait, yeah,
That's
it
why
kind
you
of-
want protected in that
Yeah.
area.
it kind of makes sense.
That is
Wow.
cool.
Yeah.
That was such a fucking traumatizing
Dude, even my
experience.
village, it's not scary per se. It doesn't have a lot
Bro,
of like
Rajasthan is very
horror.
scary.
No, but like talking about
Shut up.
talking about my village specifically. It's not like scary or like horror per se, but there are like a lot of rules and regulations that you need to follow.
Yeah.
And so one of my friend's story. So when your ancestors pass away, you have to do like a puja in the gaon ka ghar, because they've been
Yeah.
they've been born there, they've
Yeah,
been
even we
raised
have to
there, and
do
all of
that.
that.
Then we have to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So it was her grandmother and like I think per grandmother and grandfather death anniversary. I think 25th or something. And it was like आगे पीछे था, तो एक ही दिन पे दोनों की पूजा रखी.
Okay.
And so हमारे घर पे कैसे होता है ना गांव में, you enter the house, there's like a seating here, then you go आगे and there's like an entire open space with no छत on top.
Yeah.
और फिर
हाँ.
ऐसा balcony
Yeah, yeah,
जैसा
yeah.
ऊपर टेरेस रहेगा, लेकिन
Hmm.
वो बीच में फिर भी खुला ही रहेगा.
Yeah.
ठीक है. And so she like the puja and everything happened, उसका पूरा family, and they like sleeping as soon as you enter. यहाँ पर जहाँ पर गद्दा वगैरह बिछाकर सब उसके cousins वगैरह सब सोए, and she is she's sleeping in such a spot that she can directly see terrace पर.
Okay.
ठीक है. And गाँव में light वगैरह नहीं, and this is around not even very late in the night. This is like around 8:39ish. मतलब रात.
This bitch.
Guys.
Yeah, it's like late in the night. And मतलब गाँव के 8:30-9 मतलब यहाँ के
हाँ हाँ
2-3
2-3 भाई.
उतना late.
2-3.
And they like all slept, they're like exhausted, so everybody's sleeping at this point. And she, for some reason, she just looks up at the terrace, and God knows how, it's just the moon is also right there. Like you can see, it's a full moon, you can see it from where she's sleeping.
Yeah.
And she just sees two figures who look exactly identical to her
grandparents.
great grandparents.
Great-grandparents.
And it's like a 1 second thing.
It's like a silhouette of them.
flash?
Yeah. Just like, you look away and then they're gone.
They got.
It's like that.
Okay.
Fuck.
And she's been scared ever since.
Okay.
Ever since. And she's like, dude, every time I visit the house, I'll always pray to God and be like, never let that happen to me or any of my family members ever again. It's damn traumatizing. She's over it now. I'm glad she's over it. But yeah, it still.
Can
has
I also
left a mark.
just add that a lot of the times, why I say that things paranormal, the spiritual world is very explainable, is because we know barely anything about our own minds,
Exactly.
right? So, for context, I'll tell you, it was less than like 20-25 years ago that we found out that this is not just me calling people mentally ill, but specifically in the case of schizophrenics, there is when they did fMRI scans, which was a technology that came out like
Yeah.
many, like not very later on, it's quite recent. They found that there is this type of there's black and white matter in the brain, and there is some deficiency of white matter that will cause there to be thoughts in the brain that we will interpret as an audio playing in our ear. Okay, so it's not that you didn't think that, or it's not that the thought has surpassed your thought process and now you perceive it as something that
Real.
you've heard.
Okay.
And this is a very real thing. It can be scientifically proven as well. So the thinking that, and also knowing the fact that there is a lot of ways that people can see and hear things. Hallucinations are not just of one kind.
Right.
They can be
Definitely.
auditory,
Vision.
Sensory, visual.
Visual.
tactile, even olfactory, which is taste.
Hmm.
Can
is
it be
all-
touch also?
That's
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
tactile.
Sensitive.
Oh.
Okay.
So smell, you know,
Definitely.
although those are most rare, auditory hallucinations are most common, followed by visual hallucinations.
Yeah.
But also,
I've had the auditory and the visual.
How do you know the hallucination?
Not hallucination, that's also. Yeah, like it could be a hallucination or it could actually be a negative spirit. I would like to believe that it was a negative spirit which came as, the
As an awakening? or
which
something?
came as my relative to me. Viva, I saw Viva, who is apparently not over there.
yeah,
So,
but
no. What I was trying to get at is that hallucinations are not something that humans suffer from just because they're schizophrenic.
yeah,
I personally hate the fact that psychological thrillers become such a big thing, and most of the cheap plot points that they use is just a schizophrenic
yeah.
patient. I hate the fact that they're made into villains, and we need to realize that they are not mad. They are
Yeah,
ill,
mad.
and they require treatment as do any human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
And I'm-
many schizophrenic patients who record their schizophrenic episodes and upload it on YouTube.
That's very good for educational purposes.
Exactly.
That's great, and it also destigmatizes it. And
Exactly.
I would encourage that as well.
Mhm.
So that is one thing, but a lot of the times when people are under a lot of stress, or people are have something in the back of their mind, or a lot of the times when they have high fever also,
Yeah.
it is possible that you see flashes of things,
Yes.
or if like you just imagine something walking in the sky, or
Yeah.
basically a hallucination. You can write that off as a hallucination,
Hmm.
but it does not make you chronically ill
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
a schizophrenic patient,
Hmm.
Mhm.
a schizophrenic person, I should say.
Yeah.
So I so what cannot be explained through the theory of multiple dimensions can be explained through this, is my thought process when
I
it
see
comes
it.
to this.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. But then there's also some connection with uh the the other world,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and like foul smell.
Yes.
Like you mentioned, you could also
The
smell
other-
or like taste something, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
But I don't know, there's something to be said about places which turn cold.
Hmm.
Like as soon as you enter a place or like an environment,
Hmm.
and if you either get your temperature basically drops once you enter that area, or if you smell something foul like raw or like rotting meat, that is supposedly
An indication.
an indication that that place attracts spirits. I don't know what is the explanation to it, but I have seen this explanation being given in movies, and I'm not saying that movies are an actual representation of what
Not at
it
all.
is like.
Not one horror movie has scared me.
So this story happened in Vasai, and I don't know how long ago it happened, but again, this is a story that I heard through a friend of mine. Now, this person had gone to Vasai uh, to hang out or whatever at this one beach or whatever with his friends, and on the way back, they happened to stop at this like a water body. I don't know if it was like a lake, creek. It was like a lake, I think. I assume.
There's a
I,
Vasai Creek, I'm assuming. It's that.
it was like a quaint place, and like,
Yeah.
quaint and quiet place. So these guys had gone into that lake or whatever for a quick swim, or just on their way back home. So these guys were swimming or whatever, and this person, he felt a tug on his leg.
Your friend?
No,
Other person.
this happened to my friends.
Acha, okay.
Somebody. So he felt a tug on his leg. So he put his head under the water and saw so he's like a fish or like whatever he felt, it's like a stick or a branch or whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't see anything.
Bother.
He didn't bother. He continued hanging out and playing with his friends. And a few minutes later, he felt like a person catching his leg and pulling
shit.
harder. Now that's when he freaked out. And to a point where he couldn't move. Like this thing was pulling him enough to not make him escape or like go out of the water. So at this point, he was just like calm and just like collecting himself.
Okay.
And like either praying or like, just trying to stay calm in that situation until that stopped so that he could get out. Okay?
Yeah.
So after a few minutes, this pulling stopped. Okay? He gets out of the water. He goes back home, quiet. Once he reaches home, he starts feeling a little sick. Okay? He starts feeling sick. His parents, his family notices that, he's gotten a temperature, he's not eating, he's fallen sick or whatever. After a few days, he becomes a little better. So he goes to Varli, Naka, Kolivada.
Yeah.
Now he lives around this area. So he's gone there in the evening, nightish to hang out or whatever.
Yeah.
Hangs out, comes back home. Now he gets very, very sick.
Okay.
Very sick to the
After he
point
hung out.
after he hung out at Kolivada
Yeah.
and coming back from Vasai Lake or whatever. Okay. Now he has fallen extremely sick to the point where he is losing weight drastically. He's not eating and he's talking like not himself. He's talking like someone else. He is abusing. He's asking for booze. He's asking for cigarettes. He's just not being himself, basically. And at this point, his parents and family is convinced that this is not him. Something has possessed him. Okay? They take him to like pandits and
Baba.
stuff to get like, pray over him and basically cleanse him and get him rid of whatever has possessed him.
Yeah.
They take him to this one pandit or like a priest or whatever who explains that he is not only possessed by one ghost, he's possessed by two entities.
Oh,
One
fuck.
which he took from the lake,
Oh shit.
and the other
One-
which he took from Kolivada. And Kolivada is supposed to be a little haunted.
Yeah, it
One
is
of
Yeah, yeah,
like
spooky.
a spooky places in Bombay.
Bombay. Yeah, yeah.
Turns out, the family did a little research as to where he was in Vasai and where he was in Kolivada. So what happened is when he was at the lake, in that area, a couple used to live there.
Okay.
And the husband was very, very abusive to the wife. Abusive, he used to hit her, he used to abuse her, whatever. And with that frustration, she committed suicide in that lake. She killed herself in that lake. That her spirit was pulling on his leg. She was attracted to him.
Oh, fuck.
She liked him. So she didn't want to leave him.
Oh, fuck.
She followed him back home. Now once he goes to Kolivada, he attracts another spirit from there. You know how he was not talking like himself?
Yeah.
It was this spirit who was talking through him.
Oh, fuck.
And this spirit was attracted to his...
The woman spirit.
No. He was attracted to the clothes that he wore, the watches
Perfume.
that
The way
he
he
had, the
was.
perfume. His...
Yeah, perfume is a big one.
Perfume,
Perfume's a
itar,
big
his
one. I'm so
hair.
sorry. I'm so
Yes.
sorry. I know. I also love perfume.
Ye-
But then again, I don't gaff.
yeah, so all his materialistic things,
Yeah.
basically, he was attracted to. So I am guessing that this
It
spirit...
makes a lot of sense
What?
that they are attracted to something materialistic.
Because they can't have it.
She's a material girl.
So this ghost was attracted to the materialistic things that he had, because of course he couldn't have it. Now what happens is they do a lot of like pujas and a lot of rituals to get rid of this. It's been almost 20 months, nearly 2 years, that the female spirit has not left,
Oh,
because she is very, very attached to him, because
Oh shit.
the husband treated her very badly, right? And
Yeah.
because of that, to get rid of that, she committed suicide. And now she found this boy who was like, I think in maybe 14, 15 years old.
Oh,
shit.
fuck.
Yeah, he was very young.
Oh, my God.
shit.
He was very, very young.
Oh, fuck.
Don't let your kids go to these places, guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So this lady spirit...
No wonder my parents keep calling me home early.
You're at a shoot, babe.
No, I'm not just talking about the shoot, everything
Yeah.
else.
So it took basically like very, very long for this spirit to leave. And because
The woman spirit?
the woman spirit, the entity of her entity was so powerful that she was consuming him.
Oh, fuck.
He came down to 20 kgs,
What are you saying?
but he
That's
didn't die.
Below malnourished.
You could see his bones.
Oh,
He had only bones on himself. He was bedridden. His family was like
Of course,
losing it, traumatized, because he of course didn't look like himself because of the amount of weight that he lost, and the fact that he was taken
Possessed.
over by this spirit.
Yeah.
He was unrecognizable, basically.
Do you know the place that we also go to, the four of us, very frequently? My dad just got to know that we went over there, and he just told me that, Mau, please listen to me and don't go after sunset.
Oh yeah, I have a story for that as well. A very tiny one. So yeah, basically this spirit again took very long to leave, and it only left after, the puja ka energy was higher than hers.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's when she
She-
ended up leaving.
leaving.
But
Wow.
now he's fine.
Fine. Great.
Now he's healthy, now whatever. But
Nah.
just imagine that spanning out for 2 years.
shit.
2
dude.
years
That's
of his
painful.
life
That's
has just
Painful.
Very-
That's what
very
it is.
painful.
Painful for the person who's
Yeah.
the host
Even
and
the
for the family.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what must have gone through.
So the docs.
Yeah, so I think wherever there's water, there is some random
Yeah,
spooky
yeah,
ass shit.
Yeah.
Recently I just went there with other set of my friends, and we tried to enter the place that the four of us usually
Oh,
go
now
to.
I understood where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
And
Go on.
I was going I just put my car inside the gate, and the watchman, he has never stopped us.
He never stops.
He never
us.
stopped us. He stopped me and he was like, Madam, nahi. I was like,
Kitne
Mere
baje?
paas 8:30. It's not even that late. And I'm like, कि मेरे पास custom pass है. Then he's like, नहीं madam, नहीं, aaj nahi. And I was like, क्यों क्या हुआ? He's like, नहीं आज नहीं, आप 2-3 दिन बाद आओ.
Hmm.
And I took a U-turn, went somewhere आगे, and you guys know there is like straight lanes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, yes,
and
yes,
there's
yes, yes.
some-
Ferry off. No.
Yeah, and there
Yeah,
are
yeah,
just
yeah.
like these straight
Yes,
lanes.
I know.
I parked my car over there, and this like police van comes, and the guy parks the van besides me, and he's like peeping in the car with like
The torch.
the
Yeah,
torch.
yeah, yeah.
And then I just like quickly roll down my window, and I was like, nice sir, I mean, Saugipan, like we are all four just the
Sober.
girls, and we
Yeah.
are very sober, and we don't have anything on us.
Hmm.
Like right now, we are not doing anything illegal over here. Then he's like, "Ki, don't stay here."
Hmm.
Then we were like, "Ki, why today?" Like, even that guy told us not to go inside. Usually, they let us. And even here, right now, you all are asking us to go. And you know, usually that area is like filled with people on bikes
Yeah,
and
yeah,
cars
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything.
There's like
Exactly.
kids playing and all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That
Shit.
day, there was no one.
Hmm.
And then
shit.
he's just like, "Ki, listen to me.
Hmm.
I am elder to you. And I think you all look like you're from great
Decent
families.
Hmm.
So please go." And then I'm just like rolling my windows up, and he's like, परसों मर्डर हुआ यहाँ पे, चले जाओ. और उसके बाद बहुत crazy चीजें हो रही है.
That's a very shady area, bro.
That is
I
a
have
very
felt that
shady
the
area.
day we went there in the car.
The day that you that you got out of the car first.
You know, I got out of the car to walk to that end, and
Yeah,
I
I have a-
felt chills.
You
Can
shouldn't.
Can I have a video of this?
What?
I have a video of her going out of the car and walking out.
Can you say what happened? I wasn't there.
No, I got out of the car and I was walking, and I am usually not a person to feel
Felt off,
things.
no?
I felt so off. My
Tell
energy
me
was
why
so
I didn't
off.
feel that.
And then when I saw Shushti, I immediately walked back to her. I was like, I don't want to be alone here.
Oh, fuck.
And then we went there, and then we came out after that. Then it was fine. Because outside there were trucks and there were bikers. Outside was fine, but the area that we were inside was very off.
Now?
No, wait.
Did you catch something on camera?
No, but you were very.
Sure,
But you were very adamant on leaving, and we were like, Sanjana, stay in the car.
No, I just wanted to see. That's why.
Sanjana, but we asked you to stay in the car.
You did not want to listen
You didn't
to
want
us.
to listen to us. Look at this
Yeah.
video.
The both
You
of us-
wanted to joke in the beginning, but then you just, I don't know, you dropped the act and you just start walking.
Yeah, you literally walk off. Don't look back.
You do not look, I was videoing you.
We were, I think we were honking, and she still didn't.
No,
look.
that's because y'all were driving off, so I was like, "ठीक है." But anyway,
Sorry.
yeah.
That did feel very off that day. I did feel it
I didn't
very
feel
off.
anything. Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, so, you remember I told you that I had gone to practice scooty in that area, right?
Yeah.
And this is, from that thing upper, and then it goes on, and it's that road before you go into that M2M area.
Yeah.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
that stretch I was practicing with my friend. I was practicing the bike, and then after practicing, we were just sitting over there, and it was not even that late. It was at around 8:39 again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it was the same. I don't think it was the same day as
Yeah,
you had
yeah.
gone, but then we were just sitting there for like some time, and this friend of mine again can sense a lot of like entities and spirits and stuff.
Wow.
Okay, so he kept looking behind me, and I was like, "What are you looking at? Like what are you looking at?" And then I'm like, "Please don't try to prank me right now." He's like, no, continue talking. So he kept changing the topic, and he's like, continue talking or whatever. And then after a point, he was like, Sanjana, let's leave. I don't want to stay here any longer. So I was like, what happened? Like, tell me. And he's like, let's go outside first. So then on the way out, he told me that I just sensed like a Britisher in a, like
Uniform?
a uniform with guns protecting this area. He kept looking around, and he said, I just sensed that.
Fuck.
And he's like, I didn't want to stay there any longer because I wasn't getting the best vibes. So let's leave. That night, I asked my dad, I was like, does this have some history related to?
Totally.
And my dad was like, of
It adds up.
course.
It adds up.
That
Like, of
area
course
was
it's a-
guarded by.
It's a dock.
It's
It
a
was
dock.
It used to be a port.
It
It
was
was a very busy port before it became
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah. Do you
And-
also remember that night when you were doing all that?
Yeah.
Before we left, this one
Don't
asked.
spook me right now.
Before we left, this one asked for a coin to make a wish.
That was after we all were there
Yeah.
together.
But before we
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Before we left to go home.
before we left to go home
yeah.
that day,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
she has never done that before. Like
because
we
we've never
go
been
there.
in a place like
no,
that.
we go there frequently.
I've been there once.
in
That
that
was an
thingy,
anomaly
no?
for her to go out of her way for me to take.
No,
I'm
no,
a
no. I
lazy-
do that. I do that. I usually do that.
Okay, then maybe I'm just trying to because
do
I
that
really
near-
want to be convinced.
I do that near Vashi bridge also. I do that whenever I see a port, like whenever I'm near a port area, I ask for a coin from any of my friends. That is to make a wish and to thank the seas
Yeah, she
to
explained it
bring
to
the
us.
business because
Yeah.
our
They-
business is through seas, right? So it's just our way to thank them.
Yeah.
Like
she did
you
explain
drop
it.
some kind of a
Metal.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did
yeah.
mention that.
My dad's boss, once he had got like great amount of containers and great business, he gave his gold bracelet to the sea.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mentioned this
Yeah.
that time also.
So
Wow.
because I wanted to give this a good shot, okay? And the only like one store, like I have 2-3 actually, I'm not gonna lie, but the only like kind of plausible story that I found slightly believable, he says, when I was in college, me and 3 of my friends rented a flat to stay for the final 2 years. We had a cook who used to cook a meal twice. He used to cook 5 chapatis per person,
Mm-hmm.
so total 20 every evening.
Okay.
From day one, the person who ate last never got all of his 5. Sometimes there were 3, sometimes there were 2. It does not matter who was eating last. There were never 5.
Mm-hmm.
We started to stand besides the cook to make sure
And
that he was
count.
cooking 20
Yeah.
chapatis,
Yeah.
and still the last person never got his 5.
Yeah.
We blamed each other we blamed each other that he was eating extra, but everybody made a pinky promise that they were not.
Mm-hmm.
3 grown men, by the way.
Yeah.
4 grown
Totally
men.
totally convinced.
Yeah.
We doubted that some ghost was eating our chapatis, but we were never sure. Now, we had an Airtel landline connection for the internet, but nobody used it for calling.
Mhm.
Still, our parents knew that knew our number so that they can call in case their son, whoever's
Emergency.
son's mobile number is
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
reach for some reason. Once we all were out to watch a night show. When we left the cinema hall, my friend saw that he had a missed call from his home. He called back. His mother said, "Where are you?" Friend said that he just came out of the cinema hall.
Mhm.
The mother asked who all went, and they said all 4 of us. And she asked who was in the room then. The friend said
No
nobody.
one.
Mom said, when you didn't pick up the phone, I called the landline. Somebody picked it up and said you were all out. We ran back home, counted the chapatis. There were only 18.
Oh.
This one I can't explain. This one's a bit freaky.
Listen. What if someone broke in?
You know what? Or what if there's that one dude that always eats them
Eats
up and like
extra.
he's like trying to prank them?
Exactly.
I feel the breaking in scenario seems more likely.
But like,
then
then
who
who's
picked up
eating
the
the
call?
extra
If I
chapatis?
broke in somewhere, I would
You
steal
wouldn't answer a call.
Yeah.
and I wouldn't answer a call.
You wouldn't answer a call.
The
Valid.
ghost was their friend, maybe like 5th dude. Like
Probably.
Wow.
हम लोग यहाँ पे भी बैठे हुए वही 5 यहाँ पे.
Yeah, for sure. What's up?
Was there mic?
Sasha?
सुन
Was there mic?
सुन
ठीक है.
तुम लोगों को पता है मेरी फटती है.
Bro, इसका तो बहुत खराब
Don't
है.
piss them off.
Shut up, Srishti. Srishti, shut up. I'm not getting pranked by that shit again.
Sorry. This is one time. Okay, hospitals are also very spooky. एक तो आज अभी recently मेरे office में भी बोल रहे हैं कि भूत है. So we have 2 offices, okay, on the
डरा
first
मत
floor and on the 5th floor. And there's this our janitor. He sleeps in the office, right? So he locks everything.
Brave man. God
He-
bless
Huh?
his
Janitor lives in the
soul.
office?
Yeah.
God bless his soul. God protect his soul. Brave man.
Because we have a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
We,
yeah,
yeah.
we
Okay.
can't just like keep it like that. So he sleeps
valid.
in the office, and he was telling us that once we have a face ID recognition
Yeah.
outside the office.
Hmm.
So like whenever someone passes through that, टिक टिक करके आवाज आता है. Like ऐसा beep beep ऐसा monitor का आवाज आता है, वैसा आवाज आता है.
Why are you dancing?
And
No fucking way.
around
No, I can imagine what comes next.
around
Yeah.
2:30 or 3 हमारे janitor उनको आवाज आया. He went near the door and he see there's no one. एंड उन्होंने मतलब बाहर के लाइट्स चालू किए, देखा कोई नहीं है. तो कैसा है हम लोग का एरिया, ऐसा लिफ्ट है 2 सामने. तुम लोग आए हो, तुम लोग ने देखा है वो दरवाज़ा है जो ओपन होता है, और दरवाजे के सामने लेफ्ट में यहाँ पे मतलब ऑफिस का नाम का बोर्ड है, और फिर लेफ्ट में थोड़ा सा आगे एक प्रेयर रूम है
हाँ.
और उससे अटैच
Yeah.
वॉशरूम है.
Yeah, we've seen that.
सो वो प्रेयर रूम के यहाँ से प्रेयर रूम का दरवाज़ा ना हमेशा बंद रहता है, बट वो खुला था. So then he didn't have the fucking guts to get up and close that door. So he was like, fuck this shit, I'm going to sleep. And a lot of our employees know they go at 2 or 3 in the
Okay,
night
okay,
for
okay.
document submissions.
Yeah.
So he was like कि फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे कोई गया होगा, फिर वहाँ का वॉशरूम नहीं चला होगा, तो मे बी ऊपर आए होगे यहाँ पे मतलब कुछ
Fair.
तो
Just
करने के
making
लिए.
sense of it.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. And then once again he goes back to sleep. And then next day he comes and tells like few of our employees. And they were like कि अब्दुल्ला क्या बात कर रहा है, हम लोग को भी ऐसा कुछ लगा है.
Sabdullah. I
Yeah,
love him.
I love Abdullah. He's the best.
Yeah.
And then all our employees were like कि क्या बात कर रहा है भाई, हम लोग को भी लगा है ऐसा, तू मजाक तो नहीं कर रहा ना.
From
Then
the
he's
prayer
like, yeah. And then he was like कि नहीं मुझे लगता है वो सीढ़ियों से कुछ तो आया और मतलब टीक टीक करके आवाज़ आया. देन दे वर लाइक कि अच्छा ठीक है, आज हम लोग को ना काम है, डॉक्यूमेंट सबमिट करना है, तो आज हम लोग देखते हैं. Then 2 of my colleagues, they are working at night on the 5th floor. They submit their documents and they are just like chilling, like गाने लगा के बैठे हैं, काम कर रहे हैं, मस्ती मजाक चल रहा है. उनको भी वो मॉनिटर वाला आवाज आया. And
That
then,
as someone has come in.
yeah.
Huh.
And then they went out. Again they saw that prayer room का दरवाजा खुला है. Then they were like, we'll go check the CCTVs now. They checked the CCTVs. They saw that there were like active footprints walking towards the prayer room and the prayer room का दरवाजा opening.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense because so within our religion, what it is like is there is your dunya, like your humans, and then there are jinns.
Yeah.
They don't want to hurt you.
Oh.
They also devote their lives to God and they pray. There is so many
shit.
like if you ask any Maulana like stories about it, so they don't look at it as a ghost. That is a jinn that wants to like coexist with you.
Oh shit.
They are
Yeah,
peaceful.
yeah.
So some of them will try to fuck with you.
That I'm aware of.
Even the instance that I had in when I was on my pilgrimage, I don't believe that was a ghost. Even
was a
though
jinn.
she flashed and she left, and you know what happened. I
Yeah,
think it's a
yeah,
personal
yeah,
story. I wouldn't want to share
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but I don't. It doesn't feel right to write that off as a ghost.
Ghost. Yeah, even
they
that's
are
what they said.
spirits.
They use that word.
So are the
And-
spirits, right?
Yeah.
They are entities like humans. Humans are
And-
entities. They are entities.
Okay.
This one story from my sister working at the hospital. So there's this one nighttime shift that she was doing, and
You
she
didn't
was,
finish the previous story. What happened?
yeah. So like that's what they got scared, and
Acha,
then they
okay.
left. They came
Yeah.
home.
So this happened in office. And
Yeah, very
there's no
recent.
explanation to it.
No explanation.
No one tried to
They-
even like investigate.
No, they told my dad and all the partners, and then they all were like कि एक दिन आएंगे हम लोग, एक दिन रुकेंगे. And then one day when actually there was a lot of work and there were meetings going on, my dad was the first one. He's like 12:30 हो गए, घर जाना है, late हो गया. And my dad ran away.
अरे कुछ नहीं होता. They are very peaceful.
Yeah,
as long
yeah.
as you don't fuck with them and you don't refrain them from praying or whatever.
I will.
It's fine.
I think I'm gonna like try going around 2 or 3. Let's see.
Just don't fuck with whoever's in your office.
Yeah. So
Yeah, go on.
so
Your
then
sister.
my sister, she is a doctor, right? And she works night shifts. Like she was recently. There was this one time, the next day, her co-intern, she fell sick and she was like, cover all of my night shifts. And my sister was like, are you stupid? Why would I do that? And then she was like, please, please, please. And then my sister was like, give me a fair enough reason. I will do it. But like,
Yeah,
and
why
then-
would I just do it like that?
yeah. And
Yeah.
then she was like, so this thing happened with me. So this thing happened with my sister's co-intern. She was in the lift, and I feel like I've heard this story before, but my sister explained it to me. That's how I'm going to say it. So this girl, let's name her Ria. Okay. So this girl Ria. So in that hospital, there are 4 floors in the building where Ria is working.
Okay.
Where Ria is on duty that night. On the 5th floor, there's terrace. On the 4th floor, there is the morgue. On the 3rd floor, there's a laundry room. And 2nd floor, there's a casualty department. 1st floor, like the...
Rooms?
General ward.
No. Maternal ward.
Okay.
Yeah.
And ground floor, it's the emergency. Right?
Yeah.
Sensible enough. And Ria was a smoker. So she used to go to the terrace for a smoke or something when she didn't feel like going outside the building. So she goes to the terrace to smoke. She smokes and then she gets into the lift alone. This is during 2:30. And these lifts are like specifically for doctors. There are like
Okay.
few lifts for doctors
Yes.
and
Yeah.
The rest of
the
patients.
Few for the
service people.
service
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Like the
Rest of
nurse
the
and
patients.
and there's
It's
a different
government hospital?
yeah, it's a government
Yeah.
hospital. And there's a different lift for the patients and their relatives.
Yeah,
I
yes.
read.
Yeah.
And these guys have always had experiences that the patients come in the lift and they have to like yell at the patients and relatives like, don't
Not okay.
infect us. It's not
Fair, fair, fair,
okay.
fair, fair.
So then this one time she's coming and she sees like this one lady in the gown and she's in the lift and then she's scolding that
In
lady.
like a scrub, like whatever they like a night
No,
gown.
doctor's
Patient-
gown or a
patient's
patient-
gown.
Patient's gown.
patient's gown.
Okay.
And she was like कि आप ये lift में क्या कर रहे हो? She's properly scolding that lady. And then she was like sorry मैं जाती हूँ. And then she presses, वो 5th पे चढ़ी है ना रिया, तो मतलब उसने देखा and then this lady presses 4, gets off at 4. Ria doesn't realize she's on her phone and everything. And then 2nd पे one ward boy comes in and then the ward boy and her, they are making conversations, they are talking and everything. He's like कि then she's like ये patient लोग को समझ में नहीं आता, अभी एक कोई तो उतरी 4th floor पे. And then the ward boy quickly realized, he's like 4th floor पे कौन सा patient गया? And then they go running to check कि मतलब ये morgue area यहाँ पे कौन सा patient गया? And they see there's nobody on that floor, like not a person
Obviously.
on that floor. And then that man was like, the ward boy was like, कि, do you remember the person you saw? She was like, yeah, I just saw the person like 15-20 minutes ago. And then the ward boy was like, do you want to check the recent dead bodies?
But
Of course.
this story is like
Yeah, that's what
It's
I
been
said.
heard.
Yeah.
There's certain stories with hospital residents and certain stories with the hostel people that are just like repeats. They just
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like sound
Yeah.
like repeat.
or it's
Yeah.
probably like it just happened to people.
Maybe
More
Exactly.
often.
it's a common occurrence
Yeah.
in these
Yeah.
establishments.
Yes, true.
That's why when
That's
I was
fair.
narrating, I was like, I've heard this one before. I
Yeah.
feel like it.
Hmm.
And then when they check like few of the
It
dead
was one of the
bodies.
dead bodies.
One of
Yeah.
them
It's
was
her.
there.
A lot of the times it's also मेरी बीवी तो 5 साल पहले मर चुकी थी.
Huh.
That one never gets me. That is just like bullshit at this point.
My favorite one is me telling Adi मैं तो 4 साल पहले.
Yeah, that only.
That
Fun. That only.
So I'm so
God.
sorry.
Srushti.
Only you're
I
like
know
that.
you're kidding, but
Nobody but you.
no, I know she's kidding, but it's still हट जाती है.
Next time से मैं अंदर बैठूंगी.
Next time कर ही नहीं रहे ना पार्ट हो ही
ठीक
नहीं
है,
रहा है.
next time उसको बोलेंगे कि थोड़ा इधर वगैरह बैठने.
Next
हाँ.
time
वो
वो
देख, वो chair
आपके
empty
लिए
है.
Next
वही
time
story बोल देगा.
she'll fill your place. Okay, since you're leaving,
Yeah.
she'll take your
Oh.
place. Okay.
Don't manifest it. Don't manifest it.
Anyway, we really hope you got spooked by this episode.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
this episode
I
was
hope-
spooky.
I hope you and the person next to you are spooked.
Right now.
Like like we are.
Yeah. I hope the person next to you spoke to you too.
Yeah. I hope you're watching this alone. But
At
are you?
night.
Watch this alone at night.
Are you though?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
You
because we'll always be with you. Anyway.
Entity hai kya?
No, we're friends.
Yeah, we are your friends. At the end of the day, we are your friends.
So if you liked this video or if you disliked it or if it made you feel anything, like, share.
Share, subscribe, comment down below which stories you could relate to or which similar stories you've heard.
Let us know
Or-
in the comments if you have any stories.
Yeah,
As
we
such.
will include them and make a horror episode part 2.
For sure.
And I
Well,
think-
follow us on Spotify. Give
And
us a
Instagram.
good rating. Until next time.
until next time.
Stay
guys.
besharam.
No, wait. Say it like how we started.
Yes. Until
Until
then.
next time.
Oh, hold
We should
hands.
hold hands.
Until
Until
next
next
time.
time, guys.
No, wait. Let's do
भाई
it
मत
like a
नहीं
chant.
करते नहीं
Yeah,
like a
until-
chant,
babe, come,
नहीं,
come,
नहीं,
come,
नहीं,
come,
Until
come,
next
come.
time,
No,
besharam
no,
कर रहे हैं.
stop.
हाथ पकड़.
This
We're
feels
saying
weird.
Until
This feels
next
weird.
time,
Yeah,
besharam.
yeah,
No.
Until next time,
I'm not fucking
besharam
with
कर
this.
Oh my
रहे
god,
हैं.
Until
Ritika's doing it.
next
She
time.
I
is
don't care. I
fattu.
don't care. I don't care.
Okay,
Until
guys.
next
Until
time.
next
Until
time.
next time,
Stay
stay
besharam.
besharam.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye bye.
Besharam.